Saturday morning, here we go. Oh, let me put you back on big picture. All right. So, and you're seated cross-legged, if that's how you're sitting. Have your heels a little bit more underneath your knees rather than crossing just at the ankles. And so sitting up on a block will help you to do that. Go ahead and do that. Just place your hands on top of your knees right now. Shoulder blades pressed down, collarbones spread open. Crown of the head to the sky. Just breathe in and out through the nose. Fill up belly, ribs, and chest. On the inhaling breath and on the exhale, just let everything go. And as you breathe in and out, just notice any places in your body that may feel like they need a little bit extra attention. And direct the breath to those spaces. Now on the next inhale, just keep your eyes closed and bring your hands to your heart. And send a nod of gratitude, a thought, a sound, a mantra, an affirmation. And bring that to the space between the two brows and allow your chin to tuck slightly. Hinge forward, release the arms in front of you. Far enough that you'll feel the stretch behind you but not lift your hips. Walk over to your left side. Keep your hips grounded on the earth. Good. Inhale, walk through center, up and over to the other side. Again, keeping the hips grounded. Inhale back to center. Exhale, press a little further. And then inhale, walk your hands back in on top of your thighs again. Lift your chest all the way up around the collarbones, and then exhale, roll backwards away from your sitting bones, scoop out your belly like the letter C. Inhale, lift up, and you can hinge a little forward. Exhale, come back, release your sitting bones, scoop your belly. Inhale, lift your chest, sink forward. Exhale, chin to chest. And you can continue with just the cat-cow portion or just make some circles. And use your hands to guide you. As big or small as you want or need. And if you're circling, reverse the circles. When you arrive back this time, sit up on your sitting bones once again. Release your hands behind you and shake out your legs, switch the cross of your legs. May feel different, not necessarily better or worse, just different. Inhale, bring your hands back to your prayer center, heart center. Exhale, walk your hands out in front of you, or hinge forward, walk your arms out in front of you again. Inhale, walk over to your right side. Keeping the left hip grounded, sweep the left arm up and side bend. Lift out of your waistline and rotate a little bit more. Breathe in and out. Good. Stretch a little bit deeper, perhaps a little bit more rotation. Exhale, release the arm, walk through center to the other side. And then inhale, open up. So think about the bottom side of your waistline rather than the right side. And then lift out of it, rotate a little bit more. And release it. Come back to center. Walk your hands back in. Inhale, place your hands back on your thighs, your knees, lift your chest. Round your back. Inhale, pull up and through. And come back up. Inhale, high Cindy. Exhale, take your left arm to the right side of your right high. Left hand, right high. Right hand behind you, or as far to the left side as you can. Drop your shoulders down. Inhale, rise up. Arms up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release your arms down by your back. Good morning, everybody. Shake it out. Hi, Maria. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Have your hands behind you. And then just rock a little side to side here. Just loosening up, as much as you can. Start to feel. And then come back to your center. Grab a block, and if you don't have a block, you'll just squat. Lift yourself up and place your hips on the block. Open your knees out and bring your arms on the inside. Close your eyes. Breathe in. I'm just going to check to see that everybody is muted. Good. So in this position, we're supported by the block, so you don't have to worry about what's going on to stay into your squat here. But take your left arm down and open your right arm up. Stay with the breath. Find yourself a lot of space. Press your knee and tricep together. And some of you might want to take a bind, so the left arm moves in front of the left shin. The right arm comes behind you and open up. And just let yourself be supported by the block. Makes life a whole lot easier right now. Good. Take a breath, and if you're bound, slowly release the bind. And everybody come back to the center. Hands to your heart. Exhale, right arm down, left arm up. And just settle for a few moments and notice, what's going on, and do I want to bind? I mean, just because I can, do I want to? Do I need to? Is it going to make this pose harder, easier, or more bearable to me? So if you're taking a bind, feel free to grab the arm, right arm in front of the shin, left arm behind your back. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? I mean, I have to ask myself that in choreography, why am I doing this? But as far as offering up, more intensity or less intensity, why? Why do we care? Release and come back to center. Hands in prayer. Just because you can do it's not a good answer, just so you know. One more breath. Now keep your knees and triceps kind of connected. Bring your hands to the floor. Shift yourself forward and straighten your legs, and then turn the toes forward. Move your block off to the side. Feet are wide, it's fine, keeping that wide. Bend your knees so that your chest can rest towards your thighs. Head down towards the floor, shake it, yes and no. Shift your weight a little bit more towards the ball of the foot. Press firmly through all 5 toes, but don't lift your heels. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Take your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, palms together, and lift the arms up and over your head, let go. So again, bend your knees as much as you need to here, or even want to. Take a breath as you release the arms down, and just switch the finger across, one finger over, and bring it back up, head down. Inhale, release the arms as you exhale, let them float down. Hands on your thighs, inhale, look forward. Exhale, round your spine and tuck your tailbone underneath you, and slowly roll yourselves up to standing. Roll the shoulders back and around. A couple times. Keep your feet wide, it's fine. Bring the arms up overhead, inhale. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and lift up and over to the right side. Hug your hips to the center. And just think about just lifting out of the waistline. And the hips are just staying nice and strong. Inhale back to center, switch the side. Left arm grabs right, lift up and over. Oh, I don't know why the air conditioning is blowing on me. I don't need it. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open the arms, lift your heart. Release your arms behind your back. Knuckles down, chest lifts. And forward fold all the way down. Good, release your hands on the floor. Keep your feet wide for now. Step your left foot all the way back. So you're on a wider track, so now your hands can be on the inside of your right leg. Turn your right toes out, and just stay here, and lower the knee. Good, so kind of an early lizard shape. Right toes are turned to the right, hands are on the floor or on a block. Keep all the toes down on the floor. Push your left hip forward, and just sink down. You might find that you have more space with your right leg turned out a little bit. So without turning onto the edges of the toes, take the right hand on the thigh, lengthen your spine, and rotate. Inhale, come back to center, and straighten your front leg. Fold, and straighten it as much as you can, or of course, take your blocks with you, and you perhaps can get a little straighter. It's all relative. Move one hip back, one hip forward. Broaden the collarbones. Breathe in, breathe out, and enjoy the music. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Tuck your back toes under. Move your right foot back to the center and turn to your left side and have the block come with you. Lengthen your spine, inhale. And exhale, fold. And here, shift your weight again forward rather than back. So you're protecting the knees, the hamstrings. There might even be a slight or not so slight bend in the knees. Head down towards the floor. Take your hands to the outer edges of your feet and tuck your fingers underneath the pinky side. Look forward, inhale. And exhale, elbows out to the side, head down. If it's easy for your head to touch the floor, shorten your stance a little bit. Lifting the sitting bones up to the sky, head down towards the floor, everything breathe. One more breath as you pull against and lengthen your spine, pull against your feet. Release your hands, move your block back, turn to the front of your mat, and step into a downward facing dog, hips up in the air. So, stack your dog, right? Move your shoulders away from your wrists. As you come up on your toes, bend your knees, and then lower one heel at a time. And when you're ready to settle, settle. Your feet are about hips width apart. Inhale on your toes. Engage your quadricep muscles by pulling the knees up. Pull the pelvic floor muscles up and draw the navel point inward. Shift forward to a high plank, top of a push-up. Knees down is always an option. Good. Breathe. Resist the earth from the hands pushing down. Slight doming in the shoulders, belly lifted, knees lifted. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale on your toes, strong engagement through the lower body, and come into plank. So remember, you shouldn't have to move your hands at all. If you're going to move, you should be right now set up in the right position. Exhale, downward dog. One more time, inhale to a high plank. Exhale, this time take the knees down to the floor. Release the tops of your feet and just lay all the way down. Separate your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Push the top of the foot and shin down. Squeeze the elbows in by your rib cage. Crown of the head is forward and your eye gaze is about 6 inches out in front of your mat. Low Cobra, Bhujangasana. Push the pubic bone down. Now push through the top of the foot and lift the knees up, but keep the feet down. So you have some strong engagement in your legs. Push through the heel of the hands so you have some strong engagement through the hands. And then exhale, let it go. You had to work that in with the music. Walk your hands back, one handprint. So the elbows are over the wrist, no further. Press down through the top of the foot, shin again. Now think about pressing firmly into your hands as well as the top of your feet. Lift your chest and then come all the way off the floor, lifting your thighs up off the floor. So you're pulling your hips through, you're pulling your heart through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, rise to your toes. Bend your knees and take a little walk to the top of your mat. Don't rush it. When you get there, separate your feet a little bit wider, so close to as wide as your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips and rise up to stand. Arms by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Take the right hand to the left wrist, lift up and over. And find a little bit more of your edge now. You can bump your left hip out a little bit if it feels better for you, or you can stay through the center. See which one speaks to you more. Find a little bit more edge, don't fall off it. Inhale, back to center, switch arms. Up and over. Lean to the left, and you can bump your hips to the right. Open up your heart, shine on. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center, inhale. Open the arms, open the heart. Exhale, arms behind your back. Inhale, knuckles down. And exhale, fold again. Bend your knees a lot. Send your weight forward. Inhale, release your hands underneath your shoulders, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your right foot back. So your hands are now on the inside of your left knee. Drop your hips low. And then allow your knee to come to the floor. If you need any padding, I have a nice little comfy pad for my knee. Release the back foot or keep it tucked under, you choose. So you're in a lizard lunge. Your toes are turned out, but you're not rolling onto the outside of your foot. You still got all your toes firmly planted down. Press the top of the right foot and shin to get a little bit of stability and information. Left hand comes to the left inner thigh and rotate. One more breath. Exhale, release your hands. Straighten your front leg. Use your blocks to assist you, to help bring the floor closer. You can be on any height. And breathe. Just stay here and perhaps enjoy the sensations of the hamstrings. Another breath. Good. Exhale, rebend your front knee. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the knee up and turn to your right side, then level out your feet. So you'll have to bring one foot forward or back. Block in the center. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Two hands to the outer edges of your feet. Once again, snuggle the fingers underneath your foot and then draw your elbows out to the side as the head comes down. Sitting bones lift and spread. Shake out your head, yes, no. Get rid of any tension in your neck. One more breath. Inhale, look forward, release your hands. Move your block back to the front of your mat. Turn yourself forward. And step into a downward facing dog. Inhale on your toes to a high plank. Shoulders over wrists. Resist the earth with the heel of the hands. Dome out your shoulders just slightly. Shift a little forward of your wrist. Choose to be on your knees or go halfway down with your straight legs. Pull through, rest on your top of your foot shin, and then downward facing dog. Good. Now you can always skip those or add to them when they show up in your class. Inhale, rise on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, and take yourself to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, soften as you rise up. You can roll up or you can stand straight up. Exhale, prayer to the heart. So we should be at the top of the mat. Release the arms down by your side. Lift your shoulders up and back. Open up your chest, your collarbones. Press firmly into your feet. Lift your knees up, strong. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Touch the prayer. Exhale, fold through your center. Hands to the floor, shins, blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step our left foot back. We'll keep it with that. Take your left hand on the block on the inside of your right foot, right hand to your hip. Good. Inhale, as you lengthen, you begin to rotate. Right thigh parallel to the floor. Right arm up, stack shoulders. And again, look for the space underneath you. Keep the leg nice and strong in the back leg. It's like it's in plank the whole time. One more breath in your twist. Exhale, put your hands on the floor or the blocks. Straighten your front leg. Square off your hips, lengthen your spine, inhale. And exhale as you fold over your right shin. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And once again, turn to your left side. Have the block there. Inhale, lengthen up. Left hand stays, right hand moves to your hip. Rotate your torso first. Right arm comes up. So work with a little square hip. Maybe later on you'll bump it out a little bit. But stay and see if you can square it off. You might not get as big a turn in your torso. Take your right arm, sweep it underneath your left arm. Let's move the left arm a little bit more forward, and then twist to the left side again, hugging your hips to the center. Look all the way into your left arm. Take a few breaths. Inhale, release, come back to your center. Lengthen your spine, move the block back in or your hands back in. Walk around to the right side. We're back into that lizard lunge, so open your right leg out to the right side. This time the leg stays up in the back unless you'd like to take it down. And once again, take this opening. Reach up. Good. Now, lower your left knee and just sweep your right leg behind you. Lift it up in the air. You might even want to bring your left arm a little bit further back. And so the shoulders and hips stack. Right leg nice and long and strong. Bend your top leg and grab a hold of the foot, shin, ankle. Push your hip forward. Forward to the right side of your mat. Keep the heel closer to the buttocks or kick the arm and leg away from you. Good. Hold on to the ankle. You might have to make adjustments and send that leg forward again. Low lunge. Inhale, tuck your back toes underneath you. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale through your chaturanga or right into downward dog or take your extra push-ups. We meet at the top of the mat. Inhale, high on your toes. Bend your knees, look forward. And take yourself back to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, ride your breath to stand all the way up. Exhale, take the prayer to the heart. Release your arms. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot all the way back. Line up your knee over the ankle on the left leg. Line up your heel over your toes on the right leg. Take your block or your hand on the inside of your left leg. Left hand to your hip. Rotate the torso first and then stretch the arms up. Stacking the arms right on top of each other. So the arms look like a T. And then keep lowering your hips down. Open up, breathe. One more breath. Lower your hands. Straighten your front leg. Move your block to the center of the right side of your mat. going to walk around to the right side of the mat. Place your hand on a block, and now we'll just move the block out early, right? Keep your right arm down. Inhale, open, left arm up. And then draw your left hip a little bit more to the right side, so a little bit more level. Inhale, we'll left us. Exhale, take your left arm underneath the right arm. Yes, and just underneath the right arm towards the right leg. And then look under your right arm. And draw your hips a little bit more center. Inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale, come back to center. Both hands out in front of you. And then welcome back in. Turn yourself back around to the front of your mat. Turn your left toes out. Move it out a little bit further. You're in your low lizard lunge. Drop your right knee to the floor. Good. Breathe. Now we're going to keep the right arm down. And we're going to send our left leg and left arm. Oh, thanks, Siri. Underneath you. So you might have your right arm a little further out in front of you. If you feel more comfortable stacking it, it's okay. Rotate your torso all the way open. Kick the leg to your buttocks and grab a hold of the foot. You know, if you don't grab it, it's okay. Just, you know, if you can bend the knee, that's great. Kick the foot into the hand into the foot. Open up the front side of your body and your shoulder opens up. Breathe. Hold on to your ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Step it back to the front of your mat. Inhale. Tuck your right toes underneath you. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Oh no, let's go to plank. Yeah, let's take plank. Chaturanga. Up and down dogs. But you know you can always go to your down dog and skip the whole thing. Bring your feet together. Inhale, float your right leg up. Open the knee, bend the knee, kick the heel. Lower the heel towards the floor, square your shoulders. And then keep your knee bent. Bring it on the outside of the right knee, right tricep. Bring it to the center. Step it through. Low lunge. Turn your back foot on its side. Heel to instep or wider for some. Push down through your right leg. Open up, warrior two, facing the left side of your mat. Straighten your arms and legs. Exhale, bring the hand down through center, reach in two directions. Inhale, straighten arms and legs. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend, reach. Two directions, front and back arm. Knee in line with your hip, knee in line with your second, third toe. Tailbone beneath you. Inhale. And exhale. Flip your palms. Keep your legs as they are. Left arm comes down, right arm comes up. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little bit deeper. And on this inhale, bring your right leg straight, bend your left leg, a little skandasana. So the left knee is bent. Stay here, you can grab your block or take your right hand down, left arm up, twist. So your hips don't have to be all that low. What a beautiful blue sky we have today. Take another breath. Good. Release your left hand. Bring your hands back to your heart. Bend your right knee and come back up, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale, hands to the floor, spin it around. Left hand stays on the floor block. Right arm up, twist. Now you can go back down to the knee on the floor. If you're on a block, you may want to take the hand to the floor. And step back to your side plank. Lift your hips up. Stack the right hip over the left hip. Take your right arm, sweep it up and over. Lift your bottom hip, lift your bottom hip, even if your knee is on the floor. Take another breath. Exhale, hands down. Choose to go to dog or take a little push-up or two. Downward dog. Feet together, so you know you're going to want to have a block to the right side of your mat. High on your toes. Left leg in the air. Bend the left knee, open the hip. Square the shoulders, drop the right heel towards the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Hug your right hip underneath you. Inhale, bring your left knee to the left tricep. Shift forward. And then bring your left knee forward. Shift your left foot in between your hands. Turn your right foot on its side. Find warrior two. Facing the right side of your mat. Inhale, arms and legs straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale. And exhale, hold. Hold not your breath, just your pose. And then refine it, knee in line with hip. Knee over second, third toe. Outer hips open up while inner thighs squeeze in. Arms are energized. So if I were to sit on your arms, they wouldn't fall down. You have so much strength. Flip your palms. Inhale, sorry, it's the unabridged version. Left arm up and over. Move your right hip more to the left side. Breathe in, breathe out. Reach out of your waistline, up and back. Take another breath, find a little bit more. Exhale, bend your right knee, hips go back, hands in prayer. Slide your block to the center. Stay here, or left hand on the floor block, right arm up comes twist. Keep sinking your weight back into your right heel. Take another breath. Good, inhale, bring the hands back to your heart. Exhale, spin it around to the front of your mat. Right hand down, left arm up, twist. Sorry, no minors here. Plant the palm to the floor. Choose to bring your knee down and step your left leg as we did in the beginning, or step back into your side plank. Any variation, so you can have your feet stacked, staggered, lifted. Yeah, you can have the top leg lifted. Bring the bottom hip up and take the top arm overhead. Lift your heart open. Keep thinking bottom side of your body lifting. Take another breath. Good, exhale, plank. Find your way back to downward dog, however you choose. We meet back there. Widen your legs at the back of your mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. Turn your toes out. And now drop your seat halfway. Earlier in the class, we sat on a block. Bring your hands to your heart. Good. So you don't have to sit very low, all the way down, right? Plant your palms on the floor. Hug your knees around your triceps and just lift your hips up. Maybe your heels up, maybe your feet up. So come forward, wrap your knees around your triceps, and then see if you want to take one or perhaps two legs up. Keep your heels towards your buttocks. I'm just going to look at you guys and see what's going on. Crow pose. Nice, Karen. There you go. And that's what you're thinking. I don't belong here. All right, put your feet down. Go back into a squat. Lower your hands, lift your hips, turn your toes forward. Forward fold, head down to the floor. Send the weight towards the heel of the hands, towards the ball of the foot. Let your head hang down. Inhale, rise up. Walk your hands back out to a downward facing dog. Bring your feet a little closer together. Inhale, right leg in the air, open the right hip. Right knee, right tricep. Exhale, right leg in between your two hands, turn your back foot on its side. Open up, warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, arms and legs straighten. Exhale, warrior two. Flip your palms. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, Skandasana, left knee bends, right toes turn up. Right hand stays or down, twist. Good. Inhale, bring the arms back to prayer. Exhale, bend your right knee, warrior two. Good, inhale, reverse it. Exhale, hands down to the floor, left arm down, left hip spins forward, right arm up. And take your way into your side plank. Not too long here, just refine it. Find where you're at, right arm overhead. Inhale, hand down, plank. Stay here for breath. Good, now lift your hips in the air. Walk your feet a little closer. Take your right hand to your left foot, shin, ankle, and look underneath your arm as we did in our wide leg twist earlier. Pretty sure it was still today's class. One more breath. Good, release your hands. Find your downward dog length. Stay in the dog or take it through your vinyasa. Chaturanga, upward and downward facing dog. Bring your feet closer together. Inhale, float your left leg up, open the hip, bend it, stretch it, kick it. Knee to left tricep, exhale. Knee to the center, step it through. Turn your right foot on its side, warrior two. Look at that, I'm a poet. Inhale, straighten once. Exhale, prayer out to the sides, warrior two. Inhale, flip your palm. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, bend your right knee, sink your hips back. Left arm down or stay at your heart twist. Inhale back to center. And then step back into your warrior two as you exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the floor, right hand down. Left arm up, twist. And find your way to your side plank. However you get there, no judgment. I won't judge you. You definitely should not be judging you. Breathe in. We're our own worst judges. Hips lift up, heart opens. Exhale, hands to the floor, plank, pause. Downward dog, hips up, step your feet a little closer. And take your left hand to your right foot, shin, ankle. Twist underneath. Inhale. Find your downward facing dog. Shift to plank, push up, or stay in your dog. What will make you successful in your practice? Skipping things, adding things. Walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold, feet are still about hips width apart for this. Grab the opposite elbow and hang. Sway if you'd like. Switch the cross of the arms and keep where you're at. So the weight shifts forward so the hips come over the heels. Inhale, release your hands to your hips, look forward, and rise all the way up. Release your arms by your side. Heel toe your feet a little closer. Lift your right heel and open your right knee. Hug your left hip in. Take the foot to the inner thigh above the knee, or any other variations you might have. Hug your left hip into the center. Good. Make sure you're not at your knee. Vrikshasana, tree pose, hands to prayer. Hug the hip in. Stay strong. Open up your tree. Find your branches blooming. Inhale, bring your hands to prayer. Take your right leg and lift it up. Flex the foot. Extend the leg out. Step it down about 2 to 3 feet on train tracks rather than a tightrope. Bring the arms all the way overhead. Inhale. Open your arms to a T. Exhale. Good. Turn your torso to the right. Notice that the right hip wants to shift. Keep it square. Hinge forward. And left hand, let's keep it on the shin today, so we can all have the success here. Right hand to your hip. Lengthen your spine. And keep the lift of the torso and then rotate. And some of you will straighten the arms, some of you won't. Hug the hips in. So while it's more accessible to a lot of us, it's not any easier. Good. So feel some strong activation in the lower part of your body. Twisted triangle. One more breath. Good. Now exhale. Bring your hands to the inside of your right leg or on your block. Right hand stays. And yeah, we're in a short position. Left arm comes up and opens for the twist. So triangle, but short. And again, lift up the bottom side of your waistline. And then exhale. Just fold over your right leg, head to shin. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Let it go. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise to stand. And now step back. We don't do that often. Arms by your side. Just settle in for a few moments and find a little bit of that standing mountain pose. Knees are lifted, tailbone beneath you, strong legs. Collarbone spread, fingers spread, crown of the head to the sky. Inhale, bring your hands to prayer, exhale. Lift your left heel, open your left knee, hug your right hip in, squeeze it nice and tight. And then perhaps bring the foot above or below the knee, or any other variations that you might have. So you want to find the hug of the inner thigh and the foot together. The foot on the floor is fine, right? It's the same pose. And if you want, you grow your tree branches. Keep hugging your right hip in. And take the prayer to your heart. Oops, extend your leg, let it go. Extend it out in front of you if you can balance. Let it go. And then give it a good 2 to 3 feet between each foot. So your feet should be wide. Inhale, wide, wider than a tightrope. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, open the arms out. Rotate your torso to the left. Hinge forward. Right hand on your shin. Not your knee, but your shin. Left hand moves to the hip, just find the rotation first. And then left arm comes up. Your leg might not be straight. It's okay, let's work on lengthening the torso and the rotation today. Breathe in and out. Find a little bit more space as you empty the breath. And exhale last time. Left hand on the inside on the floor or block. Right hand to your torso, your hip, and then the right arm comes up. So in this pose, we're shorter stance for our triangle, but we're lifting deeply through the bottom side of the body. Reach up, reach down, and yeah, your hip can swing off a little bit. Take another breath. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Good. Head to the shin, fold forward. Inhale, bring your hands, lengthen your spine, bring your hands to your hips, rise up. And this time, let's step forward. Come all the way to the top of your mat. Release your arms by your side. Ground firmly into your feet. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, open, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, step, high plank. Listen. Pause. Bring your right forearm to the floor. You can have it forward or turn it to the side, matching the mat. And then spin onto your right side, into your side plank. Lift the bottom side of your body up. One more breath. Exhale, come back to your forearms, both arms on the floor. Good. Lift your hips in the air. Walk your feet a little bit closer towards your elbows. Dolphin pose. Shift your shoulders over your elbows. Good. Your hands are not, your hands can be in prayer or on the floor. They don't have to be cross-fingered. Right, and walk your feet a little closer if you have it. Good, and then walk your feet back until you're in a plank. Again, open your arms. Shift your weight forward, shoulders over wrists, and lower your belly, hips to the floor. Lifting up above your pubic bone, below your hip bones. So there's that little triangular shape. And then draw the navel point up, bring the collarbones forward. Inhale. And then sit back on your heels as you exhale, straighten the arms, child's pose. Gosh, I think this might be our first child's pose today. Inhale, toes tuck, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Inhale to a high plank. Pause. Left forearm comes down. You could have the arm forward or turn it to the side. And then let's spin onto the left side for your side plank on your forearm. Getting ready for November Planksgiving. Good, lift the left side of your torso up and in. No, I have not taken a fall. Don't you love it when your watch tells you you fell? But I think it's a great thing to have. Take another breath. Both forearms on the floor. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. And then lift, start to walk your feet in first actually. And lift your hips up. Keep your feet together. Some of you may choose to be in an arm balance here or forearm balance. If you know it, go up into it. If you're just working on being here in Dolphin, great. Take your right leg in the air. You can take some small little hops if you want to play at it. And you'll want to kick your left heel to your buttocks as your right leg is in the air. Good. Breathe. That's it. That's it, Tim. Let's just switch legs. Left leg in the air, so that's enough. You can stay there. If you want to play at the hops, you start to take flight. You kick your right heel to your buttocks, and eventually the flight might happen. I wish I could help you out there. Imagine my hands around your feet. And then bring your left leg down, step your legs back into your plank. Shift forward, open up the arms. Sphinx pose. Lift your heart. Good. And push back to your heels, child's pose. Release your arms, take them behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Keep your chest to your thighs. Bring your forehead to your knees and the crown of the head to the floor as you lift your hips up off your heels, round and curl your spine. There should be no weight in your head, so your shins, your feet should be pressing down to allow you for a little bit more lift, but no pressure on your neck. Good. One more breath here in rabbit pose. And then lower your hips to the heels. Sit up slowly. And then swing your legs off to either side. Come towards the front third of your mat. Sit up nice and tall. Bend your right knee. Line up your right heel with your right sitting bone, so about a fist away from your inner thigh. Hold on with both hands for a moment so both hips are settled down, or sit on a block, or wrap something underneath your sitting bones. Take your left hand, just sweep it behind you. Take your right arm up in the air. Lean on the inside of your right leg towards the outside of your left leg. Some of you will touch all the way. You want to get your shoulder as far forward of your shin as you can. If you want to stay here, but if you want to take that bind, right arm moves in front of the right shin, left arm comes behind you, and then you lift and rotate to the left. So, if you don't have a full bind, any variation of a bind, but if your foot is all the way in, see if you can keep it in line with your sitting bones, open up your chest, shoulders. Inhale, just release what you're holding on to. And just take a little counter pose, right arm goes behind you. Come back to center. Bring your foot into tree, or Shamasana. Turn your body towards your left side. Inhale, stretch the arms out. Hinge out of your waistline. Exhale, fold over. Some of you will grab a block because you can reach further, or 2 blocks. Or a strap because you need a little assistance. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Relax shoulders, relax neck, relax thoughts, relax breath. Inhale, pull against whatever you might be holding on to. Release yourself, come up. Release your legs, shake it out. Give it a little love to the knee. And like we did earlier, bring your feet wide and just windshield wiper your legs side to side. Come on back to center. Right leg out in front of you. Left leg, take your fist in between your instep and your inner thigh. Make sure you have at least that much space. And then hold on to your shin as you bring your right arm behind you. Sit up tall. So if you can't sit up tall with your body, sit on a block, because that's really, if you're looking to do the bind, is really going to give you the space. Left arm up in the air. Now reach on the inside of your left leg towards the outside of your right leg. Your knee opens up a little bit for some of us, or just move the heel out a little further. So the further you reach towards your foot, the more this left shoulder is going to come forward of the shin. And if you want to take the bind, the left arm comes around, the right arm reaches and meets it behind you, lift your torso up and twist. And there's a little lifting of the left hip off the floor. If you don't have a bind, that's okay, just release the arms and do the twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come back to center, release the bind, and take just a twist to the opposite side. Inhale to the center. Take your left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Turn yourself towards your right leg. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, and reach for whatever your body will reach for. Use a strap, use a towel, don't force it and don't bounce it, please. Hold it, breathe it, focus. Let the breath guide you deeper into it, not a dynamic stretch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, release your hands. Bring your left knee in, shake it out. Place it on the floor. Good. Take your feet wide again, just windshield wiper side to side a little bit. And then let's go ahead and take the soles of the feet together, but keep them further away from you. So don't think about having to pull your heel to your groin. Take your hands inside and underneath your legs, and then fold over. A block is nice here, just to support your head and let go. So a wide basin here. Your heels further away from your groin. We're kind of formless, like it doesn't matter so much if you have a straight spine or a rounded spine, you're probably going to be rounded. Head is supported is a nice option here as you fold. If you have the block, just move it off to the side. Bring your torso upright. Keep your legs as they are. You can hold on to the outer thigh or outer leg and then roll down. Make a C curve and roll yourself all the way down to the floor. Once you touch the floor, take your arms in the same position as your legs, further away from your head, palms together. Inhale, your arms open to a T. Bring your left leg to your right leg and draw your knees up towards your shoulders. Twist. Take your left arm up and overhead to your right side and your left shoulder lifts off the floor. Inhale, take your left arm back overhead and then open up into a deeper twist. I'm going to get a little sunburn here. It's beautiful. Left shoulder presses towards the floor, not necessarily on the floor. Left hip pulls left while the knees pull up and out to the right. Inhale, come one leg at a time to center. Hug your knees to your chest, round and curl your spine, pull everything in. Open your arms to a T. And allow your knees to fold over to the left side. Take your right arm, semicircle overhead, and just place the right palm on top of the left palm as the right shoulder lifts up off your floor. And then inhale, take the arm back overhead, and open up into a nice, deep spinal twist. Inhale back to center, one leg at a time. Have your hands around your shins, ankles, feet. Lift your head and shoulders. And then extend your legs in the air. Reach your hands to your feet. Head and shoulders lifted, belly in, hips lift. Reach a little higher and further. 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in, head down. Take your hands by your side. Lift your hips up. Some of you will need to put your hands a little bit further underneath. Legs back up in the air, flex point. And then start to lower your legs slowly. As you lower your legs, think about extending the legs away from yourself, away from your hip. Lower, lengthen, lower, lengthen. As the legs touch the floor, rise up to your forearms, lift your heart. Head touches lightly to the floor. Some of you have other variations of this wonderful pose. Heart opening, throat opening, fish pose. Again, little weight on the head. To come out of this, press through your forearms, tuck your chin to your chest, and roll all the way back down. Hug your knees back in one more time. Happy baby pose, side to side, rocking if it's there. Bring the knees together. And then stretch the legs out in front of you. Shamasana. Find your way onto your backs. And empty out all the breath. Empty out Give yourself the opportunity to do nothing. Give your body these few moments of peace and stillness. If you'd like to stay longer in your Shavasana, just turn off the sound of the video. And if you need to make your way back, start to deepen your breath, start to move slowly through fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. And gently draw your knees to your chest. And bring yourself onto either side. Slowly bring yourself back to a comfortable seat. And when you get there, bring your hands to your heart center. Allow your chin to tuck lightly towards your collarbones. And give yourself a little bow of gratitude for showing up and doing the work. And then as we all honor each other, the light, the peace, the love, the goodness, beauty within. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace. And if you're at home, stay home, stay fit, stay healthy, get fast.